The war in Ukraine has affected many countries around the world, and the African continent has not been spared. Leaders on the continent have raised concerns that the conflict will impact negatively on oil and food supplies. AU Chair Mackey Sall has been mandated by the continental body to visit Ukraine and Russia.
I had occasion to attend the meeting of the African Union Bureau, and at that meeting a discussion ensued on Africa's stance and response to the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. It was there decided, and we participated in the discussion, that indeed the chair of the AU, President Mackey Sall, should travel to Russia, but we also said that he should travel to Ukraine. So it should not just be a one-sided type of visit. We believe that Africa does have a role to play because it has access to both leaders in both countries to foster the whole process of dialogue, to foster the whole process of negotiation. And of course, Africa, like any other country, will approach these discussions with a hope that they will have an impact. And that's the best that we can do, to embark on, if you like, a diplomatic process that will be led by President Mackey Sall, as well as the chair of the Commission, Mr. Musa Mohammed. So we want them to go, and in a way they'll also be representing Africa and Africa's views and perspective on what we believe needs to happen. And as I said, this will all be underpinned by Africa's quest to see that there should be dialogue, because, as I said, that is the only way that even Africa sees this conflict coming to an end. We don't really see it coming to an end in any other way, as it has gone on for so long.
Germany says the European Union is discussing a thorny issue of an oil embargo on Russia.
We decided to impose a lot of sanctions against Russia to convince the Russian leadership that they should stop the war. And between those, we have decided that we will go out of the import of coal to Europe and also to Germany in autumn of this year. And this will work because there are a lot of suppliers all over the globe that are willing and ready to sell their coal to those countries that have got them so far from Russia. And obviously there are some, as South Africa, for instance, where we will do so, and this is something that is very manageable. The second is that we will go out of the use of the import of oil from Russia, and we are working to make this happen up to the end of this year, which is, in the case of Germany, a task where we have to work on, but it is feasible because most of the supply already is coming with ships from abroad, so it is just the supply that is now coming with a pipeline to just 2 but big refineries, and we are now working how we can make it feasible that they get the supply also via ship, and then we will have the chance to have other suppliers for oil imports to Germany. In the case of the whole European Union, we are discussing this question today because there are some countries which have technically more difficulties to solve this because of the infrastructure, how they get their oil, and this is something where we are working on. Just to make clear that we will go out of this. In the case of some countries, it will take a longer time, but in the end there is a big willingness to go this way. And the third is that we are discussing about how we can diversify our supply with gas and getting away from the need to buy it from Russia. And this is also meaning and makes it necessary that we invest into infrastructures that gives us a chance to buy gas from LNG, liquid gas, which is the way many countries in the world are already doing. and making this happen is the basis for getting out of the need of importing the gas from Russia.
The current chair of the G7, Germany, will lead the discussion on the current situation in Ukraine at the summit next month. Sophie Mkwena, SABC News, Johannesburg.